Most of these refugees and migrants do not want to be here. They would rather be in Western Europe where they hope to rebuild their lives. But around 8,000 refugees and migrants are stuck here in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It borders Croatia, which is just 2 hours walking distance from here, and it's one of the entry points to the European Union. But its borders, they're closed to refugees and migrants. So some of them have to sleep sometimes in subhuman conditions here in Bosnia, a country that suffers from a complex decision-making system and ethnic divisions. So it's failing to provide refugees with adequate help. Those we talk to mostly flee armed conflict, poor economies and lack of prosperity.
My country has war and all of in Afghanistan are Taliban and they are killing people every day, a woman, man, child. It's difficult for me and for everybody in my country.
Iraqis no have work, no have money. It's very no good for baby, for me. I go to Europe for new living.
This is one of the temporary reception centers, as they are officially called. It's almost entirely financed by the European Union. Mostly families are staying here, and Maha celebrated her 10th birthday in the camp. How was your birthday party today?
Good.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
This is Maha's second or third birthday as a refugee.
Third birthday, we missed family and our country, our friends. But here also we have so many friends.
But how did these people end up in Bosnia and Herzegovina? As refugees can no longer cross the borders from Greece to North Macedonia or from Serbia to Hungary without an entry permit, they have been moving along an alternative route to Croatia via Albania and Bosnia and Herzegovina, a path that has become known as the New Balkans route. But the country has sometimes struggled to provide these refugees with basic necessities, such as running water and electricity. 10 minutes down the road is another camp. This shelter was set up in a former white goods factory. It's overcrowded. While its capacity is 1,500, it is currently home to around 2,000 people. And some containers, although made for 4 people, can sometimes hold up to 10 men. These people and others will have to find another shelter or sleep out in the open, as there is no space in the camp.
Well, imagine I come to work, it's pouring rain and I have everything, umbrella, jacket, shoes and everything, and there is this person standing at the gate looking at me through the gate, so through bars, and rain dripping from him saying, I'm hungry. And I have to tell him, sorry, I cannot help you.
Those in the center are provided 3 daily meals and 2 snacks. They can receive mental health support and join some activities organized by the center. Due to the poor conditions, some here get ill, specifically with scabies, a skin disease caused by parasites. The center's management claimed it is just 1% of people who have scabies and that they live in a designated area where they receive treatment. But some of the people in the center claim otherwise. They secretly showed my colleague the mites that carry the disease and patients who are ill, claiming the numbers are much higher. Just as we entered, we met the group of the guys who were ready to play the game, as they call it. So you guys are now gonna leave the camp and try crossing the border between Bosnia and Croatia.
Yeah.
Is this your first try?
No, I think mine is 4th tries this.
Yours? Third. Are you gonna cross during the night?
Maybe inshallah we cross Bosnia border after entering Croatia, and then maybe inshallah we reach in Italy after 8-9 days after.
So how do you feel right now, and are you
Heartbeat too much.
Allegations of Croatian border police using force to push refugees back or prevent from entering are very common. One man even claims they killed his cousin while he was trying to reach Slovenia.
Now they shoot their cousin, but they don't tell us where is their cousin.
Around half of the refugees and migrants staying in Bosnia are in the far northwest province called Unasana Canton. The government and some residents say it is unfair that they have to take care of the biggest number of them, while some regions of the country don't host any. Bosnia and Herzegovina has 2 major administrative units. One is called the Entity of Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and the other one is called the entity of Republika Srpska. I'm currently in the entity of Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and that's where almost all of the refugees are, because the other entity, which is right behind my back, which is also mainly run by Serb politicians, refuse to have refugees there. So, the EU, many domestic and international NGOs, and countries like Turkey, as well as numerous individuals, are filling in for the shortfall.
So as the migrants crisis starts, without Bosnian people it will be impossible to help basically the migrant population. Since the crisis began in 2018, they are providing us with tons and tons of clothes and donations for providing meals.
But not everyone is welcoming refugees and migrants in Bosnia. The very first morning we came here to Bihać, we entered this restaurant to go for a breakfast. But as soon as we entered, the cashier started shouting, "No, no, no." Later, when I approached her to show that I speak Bosnian, I asked her, "Why did you say no?" She said, "Well, because I thought your colleague was a migrant." I asked, "So what's wrong with that?" She said, "Well, the policy of the company is that we don't serve migrants." We later found out that has become a common practice in the city. The common racist stereotype here is that vast majority of migrants carry diseases like HIV or scabies. Another anti-migrant sentiment is tied to the worsening of the security situation in the region. The overall population here is just above 270,000. In the first 11 months of 2019, there were 1,726 crimes recorded, out of which 194 were committed by migrants and refugees, or around 13%. It is hard to say how many migrants and refugees are in the region, since the number fluctuates, but that number in December 2019 was just about 4,000. After long journeys to Southeast Europe, which often included weeks of walking, migrants and refugees still have their dreams of building better lives in Western Europe.